Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk about how to do a digital greeting card using Procreate in this tutorial. And since Diwali is coming up, I'm going to use that as a theme and walk you through how I did this particular greeting card. I will be talking about the borders, the background, and the diya itself. If this tutorial seems a little rushed to you, please do let me know in my comments so I can go more slower and then maybe split it into 3 different parts. I've tried to put everything in one video for this time, and I would like your comments and suggestions on how I can improve. So let's get started. I will walk you through each of these steps. So I have already picked out my square canvas that I'm going to use for this artwork, and it is a 10 by 10 square, and I have created some layers for this already, and I will just walk you through what these layers are. So there is a background group. So that has the background color and the background pattern. So each of these, the border, background, and the main image are all groups with two layers inside. So I will explain during this process why we need a group and why it's good to group layers. So basically I will just quickly show you how I create a layer and group them. So here is the layer, you just add the plus and then you touch it, there is a rename option, so you use that and then you say background. So I'm just going to say back, so that's a layer. Now I'm going to add another one which is called maybe color, and that's what I'm going to call it. And now if you press down on back and move it over the color layer, that forms a new group. As you can see, there's a new group. So if you close, both back and color is inside that new group. So you can also rename the group to whatever you want. So that's how I created these the main, border, and the background groups of layers. So this would help you be more flexible in how you want to do your artwork and then make changes and move things around and so on. So it's pretty handy. So I will walk you through each of these layers in a bit. Let's start with the background. For the background, I am now going to choose the background color layer. So that's selected, and choose a good background for it. I like blue, so I'm going to go with the blue color and then fully color it. The reason to keep your background color separate is because if you want to then play with the background color, you don't like blue layer, you can just change that and not change anything else in the artwork. So that's why I like to keep it separate. If you don't want to have this as a separate layer, you can always get rid of it and then go to the background color that's available and set that to blue. Either way works. I like to have a separate layer instead of using the background color. It's all personal choices, it's up to you, and then just have it as a separate layer, so that gives you more flexibility. Okay, now the color is selected. Now for the background patterns, I like some floral patterns. I am going to create a brush for it. I will quickly show you how to create the brush. I already have a separate tutorial on brush, how to create brushes. I'm just opening a new 12 by 12 square canvas here, and I am going to draw out a floral pattern. So now I have it drawn out. I'm going to quickly go to add my tool, the wrench tool, add, and then copy canvas, and then go back to my original untitled artwork. Go to the brushes section. I have a Madhubani library. I go there, I add a new one, go to shape, and then I'm going to go to shape source, import, paste, and then I double tap outside to invert the color and then click done. So now I have this. Now I adjust some of the features to make it more visible the way I want. This looks good. I want it streamlined, no jitter, everything looks good. I'm going to change the name of the brush. I'm going to call it background pattern, and then click done. Okay, I'm going very fast with this because I have done a step-by-step on this already. If you haven't checked out my video, please do so. This video is long enough that I didn't want to spend more time. So now, let me double check which layer I am. So I basically selected the brush that I just created, the background pattern brush, and then I'm going to go to the background pattern layer. Make sure you're in the right layer. Then you can adjust the size however you want. I like this size, so I'm just gonna go this way. I'm gonna go like a curtain pattern. Now I'm going to hide this and work on my borders because I don't want the background distracting me when I'm making the borders. So for the borders, I pick the border option, the border layer option, and then I select the calligraphy and pick monoline because that's what I use for drawing. And then I go to my black, adjust the size of my brush to what my desired size, and pick quadrant symmetry. Quadrant symmetry helps me draw on just one quadrant and it appears on the entire canvas, so I like it. I use that feature of Procreate. And symmetry options, quadrant symmetry with assisted drawing turned on. Click done. Now you have that. Now I'm gonna just work on one quadrant. I like to leave a little white space on the edges, not cover it entirely with the artwork. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm going to now create a very simple border. Now that I have drawn out the border design, I will explain why I have the separate border background layer here. So if you turn on the hidden background layer, you can see that everything becomes blue, and I don't want that. I want my border layer to have a white background. So that's why I have a border background layer here. So I go to the border background layer, and then I am going to draw a square which would align with the inner square of the border layer. So I'm gonna pick square, then maybe just adjust this a bit. There. Now there's a small gap here. Let me fill that and drag and drop the white layer. So now if you look at it, you have the white border background ready. If you turn on the background, you will see that the background doesn't reflect on your border, so it'll be pretty. Let's now color the borders. Now we have the basic border and background in. Let's do some work on the main painting that we want to do, which is the diya here for Diwali. So I'm going to hide the borders and the backgrounds so I can work on a white canvas. I like that. And I'm going to draw out the diya. Actually, let me bring back the borders so that I know where I have to draw the diya. Again, I go with the same monoline brush for this, and now we have done the sketching for the diya, and let's quickly color it. Completed the beautiful diya, let's do the flames for the diya. So I go to the flames layer that I have here, and then I am going to draw out the flames. I need my black, and I want the flames right here. So sorry, I'll make sure that you have your monoline selected. Now let's draw it out. Select white. Oops. And I'm going to have a bit of bright orange inside, followed by yellow flames. There, orange and yellow flames, and maybe some red as well. Now, there you have it, your diya, the flames, and let's see how it looks with the background turned on. There you go. There's a beautiful diya, background and border complete for Diwali. Now you can add whatever text you want to add, and if you think that the position of the diya is not right, you can change the position of the diya. You can basically do a lot of things here, and I'll show you. So let's add a text first. So click the tool icon, the wrench tool basically, and then click the add text, and there you go, the text appears. And I want to say Happy Diwali. I select that, rotate it, place it maybe right there in the center, like that. And I can add, or maybe I like the way it is already, but if I want to move the main image, I select the group basically, then I click this arrow button, then I move it down. I can resize it as well, make it a little bigger. So it occupies most of the canvas, and leave it at that. So that's the advantage of having a group. So if you want to move the diya with the flame, then you just click on the main image, and then that will move both of them and scale both of them to size. So those are the advantages of having the group. So this is it. A very beautiful greeting card to wish your family and friends. It's completely handmade by you, and it's easy to do. I hope you liked this video. Stay tuned for more videos from me. Do let me know what you would like me to do next, and I'll be happy to do a tutorial on that. Thank you for watching.